All right. It looks like IT didn't set up the YouTube, so we'll just upload it tomorrow. So Steve, we are good to go.
Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Fire Department Facilities Project Building Committee. It is February 18th, 6:30 p.m. If you could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, liberty and justice for all. Okay, I'll do the roll call. Donald Brown.
Here.
Chip Stam, I didn't see him. Is Chip there? No.
Chip's, I don't see Chip's not here.
Okay. Stanley Sobieski.
Here.
Chris Miner. See, he's online.
Here.
Teresa Avey.
Here.
And Cassidy McNamara.
Here.
And Steve Woods. So we have a quorum. We will continue with our meeting.
And I would just point out too, Steve, that also in attendance in place of Chief Traumer is Tom LaPierre, Assistant Chief LaPierre.
He's sitting in for Chief Traumer.
Yeah. And okay. Ed Pat's Station 4 captain is here as well.
Okay. Public participation. I don't think we have anybody, but
doesn't look like anybody, Steve. No.
Okay. Any comments by committee members? Hearing and seeing none. Approval of minutes. We have one for the January 21st, 2026 regular meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you, Stanley. On a second.
Second.
Second by Donald Brown. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next item is old business. We have one item. This is review updated conceptual design options with Bob Roach from AIA Fryer Architecture. I know Bob is in the audience, so I think he's actually sitting at the table. I'll hand it over to you, Bob.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can you hear me okay online? I guess.
Yeah, you're coming
okay.
through pretty good, at least on Zoom.
All right. Well, thank you. Since our last meeting, we had gotten some feedback from the fire department through the chief for some plan tweaks to be made. I will pull those up and share those with you. So here on the, this is the older plan that we had shown last time, which had a kind of a notch in the building here, and on the second floor, same notch. We had one stair and one elevator up to the second floor. The chief asked that we add in a second stairway. We had designed it so that by code we would only need one stairwell. But the request was made to add a second stairwell, so you'll see in the plan revisions we've done that. Also, there's a request to make the kitchen larger on the upstairs and kind of work out the layout of the male dorm, shower, and toilets a little better. On the first floor, there was a request to move the gear wash up towards the bays and maybe move the breathing apparatus down adjacent to that and fix some of the layout things going on there. So I will share the newest plan. Bear with me here a moment. So this is a revised version of the plan, also showing some of the site developments in the background, which we will get to. We've added in a second stairwell. In this area towards the front of the building, we squared the building off. We've moved gear wash and the breathing apparatus directly off of the bays. We've combined the gear storage, which came out of the last meeting as well. We had separate storage rooms. We've combined that into one larger room, so we can have an area for lockers, for our workbench and storing of other equipment in there as we design that. Still one large mechanical room towards the rear with access from the exterior, single user toilet room on the first floor, and your ops and dispatch. So the two stairwells in purple going to the upstairs. Here we have straightened out the male dorm room, and we've combined the shower and toilet area. Same with the female shower and toilet. We've moved the female dorm over to the corner, so those areas are accessible directly off the corridor. We have one large shared storage room, elevator and stair. In this corner, we have lieutenants and captains' offices. We've moved the kitchen over towards the exterior wall. We've made that a little larger with a wraparound counter and a counter pass-through here as well. And direct access from the day room downstairs, which on the first floor could take you directly to the exterior, or you can go into the bays themselves. On the exterior, Dinesh has been working with our building plan. So we're showing 12 parking spaces at the exterior of the building, a little bit of landscaping up close to the building and also as a divider towards the corner of the site. We've extended the apron, so we've got enough room to pull trucks out in front of the bays. Towards the rear, we had the secondary, the access into the mechanical room towards the back. We've got areas here for dumpster, keeping the shed and the lawn areas where they are right now is what we're proposing. We've got an area for outdoor sitting area and some raised planters along the edge of the building in case we wanted to pull in some vehicles or other equipment close to the building. And then we've got a lane here for the dumpster pickup, and of course our main entrance to the building, which is striped off, which will take you right into the operations area. With that, if anyone has any questions, comments, would like to talk or see anything else.
Yeah, I'll open it up to the committee. Actually, Tom, do you want to go first, LaPierre?
Yeah, on behalf of Chief Trommer, in our discussion today, he was very pleased working with Bob. And I believe all of the issues that he had have been addressed, and he was very happy with the plan as we spoke this morning. Looking at it, it does look much a better flow, I believe. And I think moving the gear wash and SCBA right off the bays, that's a positive move and squaring that building off. So I think it looks good. And this is really my first big look at this project. But like I said, in our discussions this morning, he was very, very pleased with working with Rob, and happy with the outcome.
Thank you. The chief did have a couple of follow-up questions, but I think there was more to do with the MEP narrative we had put together to give to the estimator. So we're having our engineers follow up on his questions. And the next steps of this whole development would be to make any other tweaks to the plans as we see here. Then we would do a building massing. We would also do some initial elevations of the building. We're expecting to hear back from our estimator towards the end of the week with his first blush at the numbers. So we could take any revisions that come out of tonight and with the next steps of the looking at the exterior of the building, and then we'll be looking towards our final by your next meeting, I'm thinking we'll have our final crack at the estimate and any final plan changes.
Yeah, so our next meeting is February 26th.
Does that give you enough time? 8 days? Or do you want to, when you say next meeting, you mean in March?
I did mean in March.
Okay.
Okay, so the March 18th meeting, right? Okay. All right. Again, I'll open it back up to the committee for their comments on this revision.
Steve, I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bob.
Mhm.
Was there any talk about taking the generator and putting it outside instead of putting it in the mechanical room? Or so you'd be able to maximize your space there?
No, the chief was wanting to have it inside the building,
Okay,
so that's
no,
what
that's
we
fine.
are looking at to make sure we can accommodate that.
Mhm.
If for whatever reason that our engineers can't accommodate or we don't have enough space, then we would revisit putting it outside.
Okay, that was one question. The second question is, this will be a gas heated system in here.
Yes.
Because I was just wondering with and this is from personal experience, my luck with hot water tanks, 10 years in a day, forget it. So I don't know, would hot water on demand be something that you might want to consider? I'm asking because there is bigger units than what you buy for your residential house.
Mhm.
So I mean, it'll be something, if you're using a lot of water and stuff like that, to wash gear and stuff. It's only a suggestion, I'm just saying.
No, but it brings up a good point, especially if everyone comes back from a shift, you're washing gear, you're taking showers, a lot of things using the restrooms. I'll follow up with the MEP engineers just as we're dialing in the narrative here, but we are looking at gas-fired boilers and a hot water.
Yes,
system.
okay. And you haven't, the other thing that I was considering was I'd like to put a concrete front apron in where the trucks go. And the reason being, these are very heavy trucks or apparatus as they call it. What I've noticed is as I've looked at the various firehouses and town buildings around here, and even your own house, you put that vehicle in the same spot, it starts sinking. You get ruts. With a 10-inch concrete slab in there, you would avoid that. And you get more wear out of it than you would out of bituminous.
Sure.
That's the only thing I'm asked. I was just thinking, mention to you.
Anything that our civil engineers would do for the apron for the driveway would be up to DOT standards.
Right.
So we'll
This may go on a little bit more than DOT standards, but I'm saying these trucks are heavier than, say, like the regular 9-ton dump and stuff like that.
sure.
So that's all I'm asking, because they pull them out, they put them outside for a while, they wash, they do whatever they do to them. And they stay outside for a while. So that, with all that weight sitting in there with the water and everything else that's on the tanks,
Right.
I'm thinking with the additional weight,
Absolutely. And with a limited apron, they're always going to be in the same spot. It's not
Right,
like they're going to be a
that's-
little bit
that's
this
what I'm-
way or that way.
Right,
I
that's what
understand.
I was considering. Thank you.
Okay. Yep, I'll follow up with them.
What I would suggest is that if we, and I'm not opposed to that, but let's do it as an add alternate so that we can see what the cost is.
Right.
Depending on where we come in here. Okay.
Sure. I'll
Yeah.
talk to the civil engineer and the estimator and just see if there's any, if it's an insignificant difference, I think we'd just go for it. But I'll
Okay.
correct on this cost.
That's all. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah,
Do you have a nice
Cassidy,
square footage of the kitchen?
The kitchen was I believe it was just over 100 square feet in the revised plan.
Is there any way you can extend the wall into the lieutenant's office to that first back window, like that line to the window?
If we can accommodate all the needs of the lieutenant, we might be able to steal some space out of there.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I think probably chief and captain, 100 square feet is basically what it was before. It is a little bit better just with the layout being more open, but doesn't really have
Perhaps-
much more room.
Perhaps if we split the difference between the two, if we added in a closet or a pantry for the kitchen and a closet for the lieutenant, back to back, that would gain you some more storage space.
Yeah. I was thinking I would think the refrigerator would go right to the right of that door and then there would just be open, but that would lose square footage still.
We can also work on a more detailed plan showing where all the appliances are, showing your work triangle and making sure it's gonna meet your needs.
Okay.
any other questions of Bob, Donald?
Yeah.
Yes, I have a question about the mechanical room.
Yes,
So that's going to be everything, the generator, HVAC system, IT, all of it.
yes, we do. We are having some split systems too. So we'll have some condensers outside and we may have some individual units in say the sleeping areas but in the IT room right there itself, in the IT area of the mechanical room. But yes, that's where everything is going to live.
Okay.
And Bob, will it be a forced air system or hot water?
It's going to be
You
a
know?
hot water. Yep, it's going to be a hot water system is what they're proposing.
Okay. And I think I was reading some of the emails with radiant floor heating. I know Chief had some concerns over that, but again, it's come a
Right.
long way. You don't use copper pipe anymore, so you use the PEX, and the PEX has got a longer shelf life than we do by far. So
Sure. And that's something that we hadn't really talked about with the engineer. It's something they put into their narrative. So maybe that's, if that's wanted, not wanted, that's something we can call out as an alternate in the estimate right now, just so we identify the cost of that to make a decision.
I mean, it's one of the most efficient ways of heating, so if we could do it, it would be nice, but yeah, we need to take a few more steps, I guess, before we get to that point. Okay.
Sure.
Any other?
As we refine the plans one more time, we see the initial estimates, I think that'll push us in a couple of different directions for exploration.
Okay. Chris Minor, are you still on? Did you have any questions or comments?
No comments at this point. Just waiting to see what the MEP starts to get refined.
Okay, and then Bob, were we able to add an entry door off the front of the building or no? The chief had asked for
We had
that.
one when we still had our little notch in the building in this corner. We had
Yeah.
it going directly to the outside. Now we have it going through the stair. So someone can come through the stairwell into the bay.
Okay, so it's up towards the front of the building.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Excuse me, Steve,
right.
I just have a quick question.
Sure.
I know some firehouses have male, female dorms together, and in the dorm themselves, each of them has a door, their own little room. So I'm gonna equate it to like a college dorm. You have that suite area, and then there are rooms off of it, instead of having a male, female dorm, that each within this suite area, this room, let's say, there's rooms inside of it that have a locked door and a bed and everything. Is that something that, because then they would gain a little space, more dorm rooms, in case there's 4 females where we only have spots for 2 females here. This way, it might be a little easier if there were more females. I don't know what the ratio is.
We had actually, the first iteration of the design showed almost in the male dorm showed a separation of spaces, just so that there could be more private compartments. And it was requested that those walls be taken out. If you wanted to put all the dorm areas together, then you'd have to kind of have in like a suite of dorms lined up. You'd almost want to have a central entrance and then the shower and toilet rooms on either side for male, female, which wouldn't be as efficient as having all the plumbing in one location. It's something we could explore. It'll be challenging with the building footprint, but it's something we can definitely explore.
Anything else, Teresa?
Nope. No, I just have one more quick thing. In the apparatus bay, you have like the 3 circle drains. Most recent firehouse plans I've seen, they're like trench drains. Is the circle drain, what you.
Oh,
put
those
in?
are, those aren't drains, actually, those are columns. For the,
Okay.
just for the big base spacing there.
I'm sorry, Ken, for the minutes, can you say that question again?
Of the circles, I didn't
Oh,
know
oh.
what they were.
Oh, and what are they?
Columns holding
Those are
steel.
columns,
Columns, oh,
not
okay.
floor drains, which I can understand why you.
It
might
looks
think
like a
that.
drain.
No, they do, absolutely.
Okay. If hearing no other questions or comments, Bob, thank you very much. I think you were obviously
I'm sorry.
listening, very closely to all the requests that we gave you at the last meeting, and, you know, you're almost there. Maybe a few little tweaks, and, have to make sure that everything fits when you start, speccing all the mechanical equipment out. Maybe there'll be a little bit of additional tweaking, but the bay looks much better with the two trucks, and the two bays aligned. So I think that's gonna really, improve the efficiency of this new building for the fire department.
Agreed.
Steve,
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Are we going to discuss the MEP proposal tonight?
Well, we can, if there's any questions you have on it.
So I do have a few.
Yeah.
I have a concern that this MEP plan was a copy and paste from some other project, which causes me to wonder if the specifics of it are appropriate for our project. Twice in the report, it makes reference to utilities coming off of Tunxus Road. So I, don't know where that is. It mentions a specific IT room with specific HVAC specifications for it. It talks about a specific first floor main electrical room. It talks about a training room and all sorts of equipment for that. I'm curious as to why the generator is diesel fuel and not natural gas. Do we really want to have a diesel storage tank on
The
site?
chief has made that request already to the architect to have that changed to gas. Because I guess all the rest of your generators are gas fired.
And there another comment about there will be no solar panels. I don't even recall discussing whether or not we would have solar panels on the structure, which then brings me to my next question. Would we be looking at trying to get any LEED credits for this project?
Typically, the town of Newington doesn't pursue the LEED building, but we haven't really discussed that. We can. But I think I guess what we need to do is kind of get a rough idea of where we are dollar-wise on this conceptual plan that we have in front of us. And then we can maybe start defining it a little bit tighter. And what the appetite is for the town, we have to sell this to the taxpayer. And I'm sure there's a number that people have stuck in their head. I don't know what that number is, but we got to try to make sure we either fall under it. Would be the best case scenario to make it a very easy sell. I don't think there's any dispute that the firehouse is there, is in need of replacement. Problem is, most of the people in the town of Newington don't even know that this firehouse exists where it is right now, unless you live up in there, right? That's just the reality of it. They're going to ask you, where's company 4? But I think we can take a look at that. Yeah. And Bob, if you want to address that, I'm sure it's probably the MEP is, just a starting point. And obviously nobody types everything over from scratch. So there's probably have to get in and clean all that up.
Absolutely. No, this was an initial draft just to get something on paper for the estimate, and something that definitely needs to be dialed in. I'm sure that portions were copied and pasted from previous specs, previous bulletins for other fire stations. And that's something that, I'll go back to CES, and we'll dial that in and meet with the representatives from the company and make sure we're getting the right systems.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, we're gonna move on. Next item is new business. We have none. Brings us back to public participation, which we probably still have none. Come on, Steve.
We got
I just wanted to, Captain Ed Pats from Cup before, I did meet with the environmental survey people this morning who came out. We were out there from like 8 to 9:30. And they did their walkthrough and took notes and pictures and everything. Just wanted to let everybody know that phase one was done this morning. That's great.
Okay, great. Thank
So
you.
Once we have any initial reports back from Environmed, we'll make sure that that information gets reflected in the initial estimate for the building. If there's any potential work there.
Okay, thanks, Bob. And Jonathan, there's nobody in the room looking to speak for public?
John, did you want to say? No, I don't think so.
Okay. Back to comments by committee members. Anything, anybody? Okay, the only thing before I adjourn, if Bob, you're not gonna have it ready by the 26th for that Thursday, we probably should not cancel that meeting. And go over, the next meeting would be Wednesday, March 18th. Is that all right with everybody?
Sure.
Okay. All right, then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, and all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right.
Any opposed? Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Stay warm.
Right, guys.
Yeah.